Thank you very much for coming to our online public exhibition. My name is Joseph Baum, and some of you will have already met me or spoken to me over the last few weeks. The reason why I and the rest of the team will not be using webcam this evening is because we want to maximise the amount of space available on your screen so that you can see the proposals. Just before we get into the detail of those proposals, I am conscious that some of you might not be used to an online exhibition, so I thought I would it would be helpful just to explain a bit more about the software. Firstly, on your right, you will see a small icon. If you click on that, you will be able to go into full screen mode. Again, this will help you to maximize the amount of space and allow you to see the proposals. So if you could do that now, that would be very, very good. The second thing to say is that once you've done that, of course, we want to receive as many questions and comments as possible this evening. With the software that we are using, questions can be submitted using the question mark icon on the right-hand side that you can see there. Please send through as many questions as possible. We will then collate those questions and aim to email responses back to you in writing as soon as we can. Thirdly, if you're not able to make the entire session this evening, you can download the key information using the download icon at the bottom right of the screen, as you can see there. Here you can find copies of the information that was on display this evening, as well as the community newsletter that was distributed to local residents 10 days ago. And the final thing, if I may, is to say that we fully recognise the strength of feeling that exists within the local community about the potential development on this land that we have called Longford Turning. I've spoken to lots of residents over the last few weeks, and I've been happy to do so. And that is precisely why we are here to fully set out the emerging proposals for the site. And I do thank you in advance for your time, and of course for giving us the opportunity to present to you. All immediately neighbouring residents have been informed about the exhibition and encouraged to attend, and I'm grateful to Elliot for his efforts to raise awareness of tonight's exhibition as well. For those who were not able to attend, we've offered to circulate a recording of the exhibition or a hard copy in the post for those who do not have access to the internet, and I'm in the process of doing that as we speak. So that's enough from me. I will now hand over to Ben Healey, who will explain a bit more about why we are here. So over to you, Ben.
Thank you very much, Joe, for that introduction, and good evening, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to listen to our proposals. My name is Ben, and I'm here representing the Healey Estate, who are the owners of the land between Sherwood Crescent and the Tern Valley Business Park. Purchased in the early 1900s by my great-grandfather as part of the Buntingsdale estate, we are a local landowner and have had a long established history with Market Drayton spanning over a century. From playing an active role in the location of Muller Dairies, a major local employer, to the delivery of the Tern Valley Business Park, the estate care about the future of the town and want to bring forward a development here in Market Drayton in a way that is both sensitive to local concerns and gives something back to the community. That is exactly why we have spent the last 2 years engaging with officers of the council, as well as your elected representatives, and it is why we are having this public exhibition this evening, to present our proposals, take in your questions and concerns, and only then look at submitting a planning application. Next slide, please, Joe. In that effort, I am delighted to be supported by a team of industry professionals, including planners, architects, and communication specialists. Some of them are here this evening, and I would like to just spend a few seconds introducing them to you. We have Simon from Warner Planning. Simon has spent many years looking at planning policy and is working with the council to ensure that any proposals satisfy the concerns of officers at the council and meet the development needs and aspirations of the local community. We have Chris from Scroxton and Partners. Chris has been working very hard in the background to design a master plan for Longford Turning. a master plan that doesn't just address the needs of the council for new affordable homes, but also offers a range of exciting features for those existing communities, which I'm sure Chris will touch on later. And as many of you will have met before, Joe from Curtin & Co is responsible for our engagement with you, the local residents, who will no doubt have a number of questions this evening and in the weeks ahead. As Joe says, please take the time to submit questions and to fill in our survey at the end of the exhibition. And please ensure you direct all correspondence through him, and we will get back to you. So without further ado, I'd like to hand over to Simon to take us through the context of our site, known as Longford Turning.
Thank you, Dan. Within England, the government has set the target of constructing 300,000 new homes a year to meet the growing nation's housing needs. At a local level, Shropshire Council are seeking to deliver at least 28,750 new homes between now and 2036, and to deliver a further 625 new homes in Market Drayton. There is a great need for all different types of homes. There is a need for affordable homes, homes for families, homes for local workers, homes designed for older people, and for those who are less mobile. The consultant team have had initial discussions with Shropshire Council and the Town Council over the type of homes and facilities they feel are needed in Market Drayton, and to help develop a high quality scheme for the site. And today is our chance to present our plans to you as local residents. The site was considered in the Council's Strategic Housing Land Availability Assessment, which considers all potential housing sites and employment sites across Shropshire. Within this report, it concludes the site is a deliverable option for housing. The Council currently considering the production of their local plan at the moment and considering options for housing allocations and for potential windfall sites, which are sites which come forward without an allocation. Can I have the next slide, please, Joe? The site, known as Longford Turning, is located on the western side of Market Drayton. The site is located within the defined settlement boundary of Market Drayton, where residential development is directed by the Council. As many of you will be aware, the site is located adjacent to the Tern Valley Business Park and accessed from the Shrewsbury Road to the north. The business park is continuing to grow at the moment, with plan permission approved for new units, which are currently under construction and are being occupied by a number of local businesses and employees. Adjacent to this is the Muller factory, which has continued to grow in recent times and has planned permission to extend further to the north of the A53. Our site is currently used as an open space, with two formal designated public rights of way through it. The first from Sherwood Crescent to the Shrewsbury Road, and the second from Buntingdale Road, only going as far as where the river opens up, where there's the former old bridge. As been explained, the site is owned by the Healey Estate, as their limited formal access agreed. It's been leased to the council on a short-term lease, and this lease is in the process of expiring. Our proposal seeks to deliver approximately 90 homes for the site, along with securing long-term public access to the rest of the site for residents to use. It seeks to open up the south of the site as a formalised country park for residents to enjoy. It seeks to improve the quality of footpaths through the site and seeking to provide safe and high-quality access down the rather steep gradient from the north to the southern parts of the site. It seeks to regularise the woodland walk on the eastern side of the site and provide a number of formalised car parking spaces on Buntingdale Road to avoid any highway conflicts. Chris from Scoxton & Partners will provide a greater detail on our proposals shortly. The site, as seen here, has developed in its current form over the last 10 years, with the northern element taking its form following the development of the business park. The levels and banking, which many of you will be aware of, are some of the material dug out from the foundations of the business park. Our proposal seeks to connect the site into the wider footpath network and wider byway network, linking to further afield to Taylor Drive towards Colehurst to the south and to Longford to the north, providing greater connectivity and linking into Buntingdale Road. The proposal seeks to retain and secure the east-west footpath, which links across the site, which connects residential properties, Sherwood Crescent and the business park, and on further to the Muller site. The residential development would be accessed from the Shrewsbury Road, utilising the existing Longford roundabout, and the proposal has been developed even with consideration of the Shropshire local plan policies and the National Planning Policy Framework, ensuring it will provide affordable homes, children play areas, car parking, safe access, natural surveillance, areas for bin and storage and collection, a comprehensive landscape management plan and biodiversity improvements. In addition, it will provide a Section 106 contribution in the region of £500,000 towards the council to be spent on local services and facilities. We're seeking to provide a high quality development which will help meet the needs of all the community and create an integrated community for all. I'll now pass over to Chris, who will now talk you through the proposal.
Good evening, everyone. As you have heard, the new master plan has been developed over the last 2 years through consultation with the local council and planning department to create a scheme that we hope Market Drayton can be proud of. The scheme has been designed around the creation of open spaces and a new country park to continue to provide the community with their much loved green spaces, which will no longer have views of the black commercial buildings of the River Tern and its bustling natural environment. The scheme provides over 90 new houses and apartments that are set within a large variety of green spaces that will provide places to play, relax, exercise and enjoy for all generations of Market Drayton. The layout has been thoughtfully designed to retain and replace key features of the existing site for the community while making it a viable development opportunity for the Healey Estate. The site has been developed using up-to-date design methodology, including people and places, secure by design and manual for streets to create an attractive and safe development. So the key features: the creation of 4 new public open spaces will provide a green infrastructure through the development from the entrance at the Longford Turning to the river end of the site. These new spaces include 3 play areas for children, as well as public amenity spaces for the residents of the development and the wider community to enjoy. Alongside the open spaces nestled next to the houses, there is also a new 3-acre country park, which runs from the edge of the development down to the river. This includes new parking areas and walking and cycling links. Tree screens have been retained to either side of the development to provide screening to the existing residential and commercial areas to the east and west of the site, which will maintain the visual buffers to the site from the surrounding landscape. The tree screening to the existing residential estate will have a formalised pedestrian route running through it to allow dog walkers in the community a leafy woodland walk between the new public open spaces while maintaining the existing public rights of way. The route that leads to the commercial centre has been widened, landscaped and had a cycleway added. Views from new housing of both the woodland walk and the link route to the commercial area will allow for natural surveillance in line with secure by design principles to make them safe to walk whatever the time of day. The new homes are a mix of houses and apartments and range from 1 to 4 beds to create an integrated community of multiple generations. The majority of the site will be 2-storey units, but these will rise up to 3 stories for the apartment buildings in the centre of the site next to the commercial link to act as a focal and wayfinding centre for the middle of the development. The accesses and routes. The main access for vehicles and pedestrians will be from a new access road that serves the commercial development, which is accessed from the Longford roundabout. The access road has been designed to offer views of the public open spaces as it winds through the development. The winding nature of the road will reduce vehicle speeds as they travel through the site. The main access road crosses the footpath link to the commercial development to the west of the site. In line with the manual for streets, a raised vehicle area has been created and will be surfaced with a different material to the road to make vehicles naturally slow through this zone and therefore safer for pedestrians and cyclists using this important link. The secondary roads that come off the main access road have a narrower road width to allow for more landscape in front of the houses that they serve and create a greener home zone for the residents. Alongside the vehicular links, there are various pedestrian and cycleways that have been designed to pick up on the existing public rights of way and create additional new footpaths. The 2 main walking routes are the woodland walk, which weaves its way through the retained trees, the buffer zone between the existing and proposed residential areas, while the second country park route leads you from the top of the bank at the end of the houses and down to the riverside. The country park has been designed to be disabled and pushchair friendly, with it being a drop of over 17 metres down the existing steep bank. This route will provide a much safer access to the riverside area and replace the current route down the Buntingsdale Road, which has no pedestrian footpaths on the final part of the road to the river. The link from the existing residential development to the commercial area has been improved by creating a wider area that will allow for landscaping and a dedicated cycle route. This improved route will be well lit and overlooked by the apartment buildings to provide natural surveillance to create a much safer route. The Woodland Walk will also have houses overlooking the route, and it will be lit by low-level bollards to provide a safer environment for walkers. The main road is purposely being kept away from this Woodland Walk to provide a safe environment for the dog walkers. This is an artist's impression of the centre of the site, and it shows several key things. The views show the pedestrian link from the existing residential estate to the commercial area. This highlights several of the scheme's features: the pedestrian cycle routes for the link, the landscaping to this area, the apartments that we've designed to overlook this link, the main road through the site, and the tabletop area that cars pass through with the change in surface. The tree buffer zones to either side of the development, and to the right hand side of the image, you can see the Woodland Walk that weaves its way through the existing tree screen. This slide shows the open spaces, and you can see from the amount of area that's coloured in, we've really tried to maximise these spaces throughout the development. Starting at the Longford roundabout and working our way to the River Tern, the first space is the play area and public open space at the front of the site. This is the starting point of the Woodland Walk and retains a lot of the existing tree screening for the Longford roundabout. Next is the play area and the public open space about halfway down the first section of housing. This will provide a focal point as you enter the site by vehicle and allows a visual connection to the Woodland Walk. In the centre of the site is the link between the residential and the commercial zones, which will retain a green link through a newly planted boulevard of trees. At the gateway to the country park, right at the bottom of the site, that's it, Joe, is another play area which will have views down to the country park and river valley. The final open space is the huge 3-acre country park, which will provide a generous new area for all residents of Market Drayton to enjoy. While the site is also bounded by the 2 heavily tree-lined screens to either side of the development. And I know that concerns have been raised by dog walkers that their regular routes could be lost. But as a dog owner myself, I know how precious your regular dog walk is, and we've done our best to preserve these routes and create a wider variety of areas that are now officially open to the public for you to enjoy. So this is a 3D sketch that we put together, which shows the Longford, that shows the public open space next to the Longford roundabout. You can see this is sort of gives a feel for what the majority of the public open spaces will be like. There'll be very informal spaces, nicely landscaped with planting, providing footpaths with hard surfaces, and trying to provide some informal seating area. At the moment, we're making sure it's 2 metres apart for social distancing. It also shows the start of the Woodland Walk, which you can see on the left-hand side of the image, and how that will wind its way to create that attractive feature. All the public open spaces within the development have been designed to be overlooked by surrounding houses to provide them with natural surveillance. And you can see 3 or 4 houses making sure that they're overlooked to curb any antisocial behaviour and make them nice spaces for families and children to enjoy. So this is an example image of what the roads may well look like. This is taken towards the end of the development and gives a good flavour of what the streets could look like. The roads are nice and wide, good sized footpaths to either side for pedestrians for safety, and we've allowed plenty of space for planting to create a real green lush feel to the development. I hope you can see by the coloured in site plan actually how much greenery will be retained. Parking where possible has been arranged to the side of the properties and in small bays to keep the streets clear. We've tried to allow plenty of visitors parking within the development to prevent the scheme being dominated by cars and to keep the roadways as clear as possible. You can see towards the top of the image, there's been a change in road surfaces, and this has been used throughout the development to give the priority to pedestrians in the quieter area of the estate and over key pedestrian crossing points. And yeah, a general feature of the development has been to think about the long views along the roads and try and use public open spaces where possible to create inviting vistas. This image you can see in the background, you can see the gateway to the country park, which will be a lovely vista as you drive down through the public open space that links the existing resi and the commercial, and continue driving down to have that view over the valley and into the country park. So this is one of our initial sketches, beginning to give a flavour, an example of what we see the country park as. The new 3-acre country park will open up a previously inaccessible section of the riverbank for the whole community to enjoy. There is an existing footpath that you'll probably know that goes to about the red line boundary at the moment, but the rest of the site actually is in private ownership, and it's a chance to open up that space for the whole community to use rather than just the narrow footpath that exists at the moment. We've included new pedestrian cycle routes which lead you through the residential development and down to the park area via the steep bank. These routes have been designed with very careful consideration to be ramped for both disabled and pushchair users, while secondary routes will be provided for mountain bike users to try and make sure that key pedestrian link is as safe as possible. At the top of the bank, there'll be play areas for the local residents, while the bottom of the bank will be more informal with meadows and planting for people to enjoy, relax and play games. We think down there will be a fantastic environment. It's all very much, as you're probably aware, it's all very much scrubland and brambles and things at the moment. But the chance to do this scheme will allow that to be re-landscaped, pulled up and allowed for new meadows and grass to be planted to make it a really lovely place to enjoy. We've tried to maximise the natural features that exist in the area of the site, which include a rocky outcrop, the really steep bank, the top of the bank with beautiful panoramic views, and of course the river itself. Additional new footpaths will be provided and will create a circular walk that will allow visitors to enjoy all the key features of the site and provide a good area for exercise for the residents of Market Drayton. We've also added in a new car park area off Buntingsdale Road. At the moment it's showing about half a dozen spaces. At the moment that is just a lay-by, but by formalising those it will make it safer for all residents. And we've set them back into site to make sure there's a passing place for cars that continue to go on. We really hope that this will become a vibrant and well-trodden area for all of Market Drayton to enjoy. So just to recap some of the key benefits of the scheme, the first is the construction of more affordable homes with a mixture of 1, 2, 3 and 4 beds located within walking distance of one of the main employment hubs of the town. And with some of these being affordable homes, we really hope that it will provide residents for people that work in that part of the community. Smaller units will also be created, which will allow older residents to downsize and help to unlock some of the family homes within the town centre itself. We will also allow for a mixture of ambulance and disabled accessible houses and apartments. The technical explanation of that from building regs point of view is either M2 or M3, but they will be compliant to allow homes for people with any disabilities and needs. And yeah, one of the key benefits being the access to the River Tern with the new country park, which will allow previously inaccessible part of the river to be enjoyed by the community. This will include parking, disabled and safe pedestrian ramped access from the new development along with the cycle paths. And with the additional houses and developments, it will create a significant investment for the local community through Section 106 payments, and with more homes, it will increase the council tax for the borough. We therefore hope that you'll choose to support the development when it is brought forward for a planning application with a wide range of benefits it offers for your community.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you to everyone in Market Drayton for joining us this evening. Whilst we do appreciate that not everyone will be in favour of what we're proposing, we hope that you have found it useful for us to present to you what we believe is something that is exciting and can be of benefit to both existing and future residents. And thank you also for sending your questions through. I can see that lots have come through this evening, and we will now spend some time collating those and getting back to you with as much further detail as possible. Looking ahead to the next few weeks, a number of residents have requested copies of the information that was on display this evening. Copies have been sent in the post to a number of residents who have requested the information, and recordings will be emailed out to those who do not have access to the internet. If you know anyone who would like to view these proposals, then do please encourage them to get in contact with me. Once you've had the chance to fully understand the proposals, the team would like your feedback. This is a crucial step in the process. Feedback can be submitted in two ways: by filling out an online survey, which you will shortly be asked to fill out when I end this exhibition, or by completing the community newsletter, which arrived through your doorstep, as I said before, about 10 days ago. Only once we have taken the time to understand your feedback will we then look to submit an outline planning application to Shropshire Council. And of course, you will be informed about any further developments. So thank you very much for coming this evening. I'm going to end the session now, but please do take the time to fill in the survey that you will now be invited to complete. So thank you very much. Have a very good evening and take care.